Jadi ada soalan? This was what announced by the Prime Minister just now. You know, he said, you know that FTA has been implemented all this while. So I do not know how the government can do that. But to me, as long as you have some form of protectionism, then you have to pay for the heavy price. It's reciprocal. And at the same time, if you don't allow other cars to be imported here, at the same time, they will do the same. And just now, Prime Minister also said, he said, we didn't bargain with the foreign country for our car to be exported. Please be reminded that in the past, most of the Proton saga that we exported to other countries, all the cars, they were sold at a cheaper price than the Malaysian market. Why? All this costs have been borne by the Malaysians. Okay, saya nak katakan satu ketika betul banyak kereta dapat dieksport kepada negara lain, dan pada masa itu dengan spek yang lebih baik, dengan harga yang lebih murah. Tapi di Malaysia speknya lebih rendah, harganya lebih tinggi. Siapa yang menanggung kos untuk kita membuat pengeksportan ke negara lain? Itu perlu kita lihat secara total, bukan kita melihat dari segi harga semata-mata, siapa yang subsidi, siapa yang tanggung ke semua kos ni. Kita kena lihat secara objektif, bukan kita buat satu andaian, harga dia lebih murah dan kita dapat jual berapa buah kereta kepada negara lain.
You mentioned that with the new third national car, with increased excise taxes and therefore people want to pay for it, the argument against that is that this will reduce reliance on imported cars and therefore increase the use of foreign cars.
Okay, first of all, you must see whether the price is competitive. Okay, we know that all this while, Proton, for instance, you just look at the price. And I still remember 20 years ago, I bought a unit of Honda Accord for my wife. It was 140,000. And today, this Honda Accord is less than 140,000, 139 or something like that. Last time was 140 something. The price is reducing. But you look at Proton, whether the price has been reducing or going up. Then you must compare whether it is competitive, the price that you have put for Proton, whether it can compete with other brands. This is first. Second, we must have the economic of scale. Even Malaysian market or ASEAN market is not big enough. And all this while we're trying to penetrate into ASEAN market. So what happened? And yes, we exported some cars to UK, but that it was at the expense of the people's pocket. We paid for lower spec in Malaysia with a higher price, but for the exported Proton, they got the better, what they call spec, at with cheaper price. Somebody must have subsidized it. Who, if not Malaysians? So I do not want the same incident happen, and we should avoid that. I'm okay if Malaysia, we can have that kind of economic of scale. We have the capability of building more cars, why not? But we have to face the reality. And based on our experience in Proton, we really have to study, especially on the R&D cost. It's not cheap. And more so, your production is not 1 million for one type of car. Be realistic. And I quote some of the speeches by then opposition and now in those who are in the government. You check with them. If you don't trust me, go and check the handset and you get all these contents. Based on the report on the 26th of October 2017 last year, YB Ching issued a statement to Malaysia KIDI and said the location of school should be in the range of 0.4 to 0.8 kilometer, and the walking distance should not be more than 10 minutes. And if the population is 3,000, is ranging from 3,000 to 7,500, it warrants a school. So today, She's already the Deputy Minister of Education. Okay? Don't shift the goalposts. Last time you used to criticize other people. It's time for you to honor your word and walk the talk. This is one. Second, you said at that time the government should allocate land and give sufficient funding. In fact, all costs to be borne by the government. Today, you are in the Ministry of Education. Please walk the talk. As simple as that. So when I say 10 plus 6, you can maintain 10 plus 6. Okay, this is not a zero-sum game. If you think other locations, other states, they still need any Chinese school, just do it. After all, based on what you said, the guidelines that outlined by the JPBD, and which is under Ministry of Housing, already clearly stipulated that, you know, based on what you said, first is about the distance, 0.4 kilometer to 0.8 kilometer. And please tell me the 8 locations that I mentioned, I presented yesterday, which one does not meet the requirement?